Okay, okay, you can sign off. And now you made my lens dirty. Mini Min! Hi everyone, welcome to All of the Chug. I'm Taylor, we've got Olive here. And today we're going to be talking about how to clean your rabbit's cage on a weekly basis. And this is a pretty simple video, but I wanted to make it for those that are new to rabbits, or if you're considering a rabbit. Now you'll kind of see what a weekly responsibility is going to be like. There is stuff you need to do daily, but this is kind of the big cleaning I do every weekend. And so today is Saturday, and before we start, I just have a couple things to show you, and then we'll jump right in. This is the rabbit room. So I do have it gated because we have a terrier in the home, and she would just love to play with Billy. So anyway, this is Billy. Billy, say hi. Oh, yay! Billy, you want treats. I'm not giving you any for that. So this is Billy. He is a 2-year-old Netherland dwarf rabbit. I got him from someone else who was keeping him as a pet, no longer wanted to care for him. But he was very well taken care of, which I'm thankful for because that means I was given a happy, healthy bunny. And so some things in this rabbit room. If you notice, I do keep a kind of a cage around the bed there. And the reason I do that is because there's a rabbit that lives in this room, and rabbits will chew anything they can get a hold of. I also keep the cage here because we are still doing the renovations around the house, and I have a couple open sockets, so the fence is just preventing him from reaching those. And one thing I want to show you, if you are considering a rabbit and you're like, well, mine won't destroy anything, the reason I have this is because I learned very early on that Billy likes to chew cloth. So under this bed there's a second mattress, and he chewed through these the corner of the bedding and actually into the mattress. So luckily it's a spot that's easy to hide. I just kind of pull the sheet down more, and now I have this, so that's not going to happen again. This situation is going to be changing a little bit because are you okay? You're going to be fine there? Okay. So his situation is going to be changing a little bit. I said in one of the earlier videos in passing that I was going to change this up, and so now I have the parts to do that. These are each an individual panel that are going to be put together to make his new cage. So he'll actually have a larger space. I was going to build that today actually, but the little litter box thing that I have going in there doesn't come until Tuesday, and today's Saturday, so I'm just gonna film a separate video of me putting together his new cage. And one thing you do notice, you got Billy right there, you have Olive right here. She could easily jump into here and see him, but Olive is kind of scared of the rabbit, and she has 0 prey drive, so even if they went nose to nose, which they have before, she's actually the one to run away, and Billy is not. So that's where we're at. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you're going to clean your rabbit's cage is you need to remove your rabbit. Because I am going to be using a vacuum, and the loud noises for some rabbits can be pretty scary. Billy's actually gotten used to it, but I'm going to remove him anyway. Plus it's his outside time, so he can get exercise while I'm cleaning his house. The second reason it's good to remove your rabbit is this is their home. Some rabbits can get territorial if you continuously invade kind of their privacy, and you don't want your rabbit lashing out at you. By the way, my hair, it's cage cleaning day, guys, so we don't have to look pretty today. Alright, I'm gonna open this up. I'll give you a good shot of what's in here. This is actually his litter box, so you'll get a good shot of that in a second. Open that up. Now you can kind of see a little better of what's in here. It's all the bedding, and he has a monstrous pile of poop. This is also where I place the majority of his hay because rabbits like to use the bathroom while they eat, so they're very lazy. They like to do 2 things at once. I had to adjust the lighting because I was looking a little like a ghost, and I still am, but whatever. So what I do to clean this out, because it's not totally big, The tray in here does remove, but if I were to just pull the tray out, all of the stuff in the back would just fall down into the enclosure. So I try to remove as much as I can. So I actually use this old party bag, and then I use a scoop and a brush. So I'm going to be removing it as much as I can, and now I will show you. There you go, the glory of owning a pet. And some of it does drop out. Not all of it makes it into the bag the first time, but that's why we're going to vacuum afterwards. Alright, now I've got a bag of bunny poop and other things. Because of the bedding I use, since it's paper, this can actually all go into my green bin or green waste, wherever you put your lawn clippings when you throw out your trash. So this can actually go in there. Alternatively, if you have a composting system, or even if you don't, rabbit poop is one of the best fertilizers out there. The rabbit poop is good. So if you do have a rabbit and you have a garden also, I would try to just grab handfuls of the poop where you can and just go sprinkle it out into your garden, do a light watering over it, and it's awesome. It does so much for your garden. Now that this is emptied out, I'm going to vacuum it thoroughly, just so when I slide the tray out, no more excess poop or fluff falls into it. This is all vacuumed. I still have the bottom layer. As you can see, like all of the bedding and toys are still in there. In fact, Billy's still in here. He keeps hopping in, he won't leave. So actually, next thing I need to do here is rinse this off. So what you're seeing here is bunny pee. It's all these yellow kind of nasty spots in these corners. That's rabbit pee. And so the best way to kind of get rid of it, not because it smells, it doesn't particularly smell, it's just for sanitation reasons. The best way to get rid of it and kill this odor if it does bother you is vinegar water mixture. So it's, I usually fill the water bottle full of water and then I just do a splash of vinegar. And that's really enough. The vinegar is the disinfectant. The water just dilutes it down and lessens the smell of the vinegar. And so I spray it down and then I wipe it down. Now I'm going to remove everything from the cage, all of the blanketing and everything, and vacuum down the flooring, and then I'm going to replace in some new stuff. It is vacuumed clean. The next thing I'm going to do is replace all of the blankets. Typically the blankets I took out would go into the laundry and I would put in a new set, but since I'm going to actually be rebuilding and essentially doing the same process again in 3 days, I'm just going to put the blankets back in. Like I said, I'm going to be changing them out in like 2 days, so he'll be fine. I did vacuum them down just to get a little of the excess like hay and fur off, but they're fairly clean. He does not use the bathroom on his blankets, so I don't have to worry about sanitation as far as feces, but he eats on them, he sleeps on them, so I just vacuum them down and they're gonna go back for now. So I am going to change his water out. I want you to notice that it's pretty full. It's not like he'll run out tomorrow, but regardless of how full it is, I always change it weekly, so I'll be back. Alright, all the main pieces are back. Now I'm going to put the tray back and reset up the litter box area. Here is our dried vinegar tray. Notice it does still have the spots. That's because this is textured, and that's partially the reason he's getting a new cage, because this texturing makes it hard to clean. And rabbit urine does stain. It's kind of an orangish color, so it's hard to get it out, but it is cleaner than before if you notice. So putting that back. For the bedding, this is what I use what I use is this Carefresh bedding. It's the natural version, so nothing scented or dyed or colored. You don't see it anyway, it's inside the litter box, so this is really the best for your rabbit. And as I told you earlier, rabbits chew everything, so in the case that he might want to eat this bedding, it's just paper, it's fine. One bedding alternative that I heard is really, really great is horse pellet bedding. And since it's meant for horses, you get really huge bags of it in bulk, and it's cheaper when you work out the pricing compared to buying bag by bag of pet bedding. So horse pellet bedding, you can buy it at a feed store, at ranch stores, those kinds of places, tractor supply stores. Those are really where you're gonna wanna get that stuff. And the bag I have makes more litter than it appears because it's condensed down, but once you get it fluffed up and kind of in the cage, you get more than you paid for. This is what it looks like once I get all the bedding in. This side I completely cover in bedding, and I thicken it up in this back corner because that's where he pees. But notice, like, I barely cover it. And that's just because he needs to know where to go, but rabbit pellets are solid and they don't need like a bedding for you to scoop them up with. So this is just so he knows where to go. But I do thicken it where he pees, which is here, and then a second spot here. And I don't put any here because really this is just extra space. And he does poop here on occasion, but like I said, you just pick up the pellets. You don't really need bedding for that. Next thing I'm going to put is Timothy hay and tons of it. Billy is an adult rabbit, and adult rabbits are supposed to get Timothy hay. If you have a young baby rabbit, they should be getting alfalfa hay. And so this is the majority of their diet. And so what I like to do is put 2 big piles, one on each corner. And whenever it gets low, you just replace it, and it should always be kept up because they should always have access to good, healthy hay. What I have is this bin. This is my hay bin. And I buy my hay in bulk. You can also get this at feed supply stores for things like horses and livestock. But it's still Timothy hay. It smells so nice. I love the smell of this. It smells like tea. If you've never smelled a bunch of hay, it kind of has a tea-like smell to it, so it doesn't smell bad at all. I just buy it in bulk, and then I put it in big bins like this. Huge piles of this stuff. I just want to show you how much hay I actually put in there. So do you see the amounts? And I'll do a forward take. It's a pile of hay. This is the size of my hand, okay? So that's a huge pile, and it's on both sides. And so really what I do, the rule of thumb, is I put a bale of hay at least the size of the rabbit, and that is definitely bigger than Billy. So he should be good to go, but like I said, as long as he's eating it, you're going to replace it. You have hay, buddy. What are you wanting? I know. Proof rabbits need hay. I just put it in and he's already eating it. He's so happy. He's like, oh yes. And I do keep a second little hay section there in that basket, but this is actually a basket for specialty hay. So majority of the hay he gets is Timothy, and this is actually done. So I'm gonna close off his roof. There we go. Close off his roof. Close his bathroom quarters. And I'm gonna leave this open so he can free roam. But he is all done. And the reason why I do like enclosed bathroom spaces like this, whether it's a house or you have a litter box or a big tray, is one, if it's enclosed completely, the rabbit has privacy and safety. But I like it because you can just put the pile of hay in. You don't have to use a hay rack. You don't have to make something special. You just have that. So the next thing I'm going to do, I've got his main supply of hay. I showed you that little basket of specialty hay is what I called it. Basically, this is hay that he doesn't get in huge amounts because it's a little more expensive. But it's good to give your rabbit variety. And as long as it's a hay appropriate for their maturity, then it's fine. So in the specialty hay box, I usually do a mix of oat hay. This is from Oxbow. I also buy this at the feed store because it's cheaper than the pet store. And the other hay that I mixed with is orchard grass hay. So the hay basket is full, and now he has hay access in 3 places. The hay basket's closer to his water. The main hay is with the litter box, and this is how it should stay every day. Like I said, this is just a weekly deep clean. But there's upkeep you need to do with your rabbit every day. You need to check their water every day and that it's fresh. You need to do the feeding greens every day or every few days, depending on the way you feed your rabbits. The hay should be accessible every single day. And you also don't want to clean the litter once a week. You still want to check on that kind of every other day. I'll take a large chunk of the feces out. So with just that little scoop, but I don't do the full wipe down. I only do that once a week. But you do have to upkeep your rabbit so it stays healthy and happy. And it looks like this little bunny butt. Bunny butt. Okay, now the toys that are going back in here. Okay, I think that's it. So his cage is all cleaned. He has new fresh toys, new fresh bedding, and now I just need to feed him. I have Billy's food. It is a mix of parsley, of dill, herb, dill weed, I don't know, it's dill, parsley, and then mixed spring greens. So everything is fresh from the store, and other little herbs your rabbit might like that Billy likes is I'll switch out for mint and for basil and cilantro, carrot greens, not the actual carrot, but the greens, and I think that's it. So please stick to greens for your rabbit. Treats like fruits and the main part of a veggie should be occasional. If your rabbit is being fed a healthy amount of hay and greens, you will also not have to feed them pellets, which I do not do. So there's Billy with his greens and surrounded by toys. I maybe put too many in this front area, but it's okay. He stole all the parsley. Billy! Here, let's have a moment of bunny ASMR. Anyway, that's Billy. That's everything clean. The only other thing I'm going to do once he's done eating is brush him down. You should be brushing your rabbit depending on the time of the year. If the rabbit is not molting, you know, every few days is fine. But Billy is molting right now, so I've been brushing him daily. That's it. Anyway, let's go find Olive so we can sign off. Oh no, what happened? Were you ignored for an hour? Olive, I had to clean the cage. She's so needy. Come here. I'll pet you. Come here. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's how you clean your rabbit cage. Do that weekly. And like I said, do the little upkeep every day as well to keep your rabbit happy and healthy. See you next time when we build that cage.